What's up, Legend Gang, Phaser Gang? What's up, y'all? So it's Ty Simone, and I am back with another light rain brainstorming session. So today, I'm feeling pretty inspired today. Honestly, I didn't really want to go live, but I'm gonna just do the live and just pretty much talk myself through what I'm feeling and the energy that I'm feeling and experiencing. And I'm going to use it as fuel for this chapter in this story called The Perfect Storm. So the energy, I'm going to start with the energy I'm feeling right now. The energy I'm feeling right now is basically when it feels like, or it looks like, everything and everybody around you is like working against you, or like forces that you can't see or control are operating or conspiring against you, right? And it literally feels like you're in the middle of a storm or a tornado or some type of natural disaster. What do you do? What do you do? How do you react? And I feel like when we're put in uncomfortable situations like this, it's really a test of our character, really a test of who we are and who we are becoming, or who we become after we endure whatever this thing is, or overcome. I don't even want to say endure. I want to say like overcome, or like power through, or, you know, like words and affirmations like that, because I feel like a lot of us oftentimes have gotten like down in this energy, or we feed into the energy, or we play into it, and we start to create situations and circumstances that we don't actually want. And it's like kind of giving into whatever the negativity is. And I don't know about you, can't speak for you, but I am learning to really be my own peace in the storm and showing people what that looks like. And I truly feel like, bless you loud, I truly feel like anything that comes against me does not stand a fucking chance. I honestly don't give a fuck what it is, respectfully, you know? And I feel like the more I kind of feel that and I embrace that, the more that reflects and plays out into my life, where I literally am untouchable. I can't, like, this shit does not affect me in the ways that it used to. Not to say that nothing affects me, because that would be untrue. Like, you know, that's basically being a coldest, heartless bitch, and I'm not. I can be. I was. But the new me that I am, it's like, it doesn't have the same effect, you know? So it's like you feel it, but you don't respond to it in the same way. And because you don't respond to it in the same way, you create something new. So in creating something new, I'm feeling kind of like magical energy. So I was kind of inspired by Javon, a new friend of mine. And he was saying that, bless you, Lau, he was saying that where he was, or what he was feeling like he wished that he could walk on water, or to like just come to where I was or where I am to assist, right? And I was like, yo, that's some magical shit. You know, the only nigga I know to walk on water was Jesus. You know, and like everybody, whether you believe in Jesus or not, I don't really care about your religious preference, but whether you believe in him or not, that's some magical shit when you think about it. Like, have you ever seen somebody walk on water? Have you ever seen somebody like part a sea, fucking Moses shit? Like, have you ever seen these magical things happen? And they happen whenever like adversity is striking, or things against you are like, again, working against you, and now you have to evolve and elevate and grow to something much bigger, something much better, something most people can't imagine doing. For example, like when Moses parted the sea, right? Most of the people couldn't believe what the fuck they were seeing. They couldn't even believe that something like that could be done, let alone experience it or be in it. And then to watch something magical happen whenever a person, place, or thing is put under a certain amount of pressure, people expect you to crack under pressure, right? They expect to be able to throw a whole bunch of bullshit in your direction to get you to react to them, right? But what these people don't understand, fucking idiots, what these people do not understand is that pressure makes diamonds, okay? Not only does pressure make diamonds, diamonds have to go through a lot of shit before they become diamonds. Diamonds go through pressure. Diamonds go through cuts. And diamonds go through extreme heat to become what they are, to become valuable, to become magical, to become desirable, to become these things that people all over the world want and desire, right? So in order for you to become this thing that is wanted, desired, and highly valued, you have to go through some shit. And a lot of times people don't want to go through shit, but they want to be the diamond. They want to be the thing that is desired and valuable, but they don't want to go through the work. They don't want to go through the pressure. They don't want to go through the heat. They don't want to get cut. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to endure anything in order for them to receive massive blessings. But for those of us that not only endure the storm, we create the storm. We are the catalyst to us being the people that we want to be. I am stepping into more relationships where people are wanting to be the catalyst in their own lives. Like, people are wanting to be the change in their own lives. People are the storm. I know that I am the storm. I know that wherever I go, prosperity, abundance, love, success follows, right? So it's like, no matter where I go, no matter where I am in the world, I know that that is my reality. And no matter what anybody does or says, they can't stop me. They can't stop that energy. They can't stop the storm that I am. So it's going to affect a lot of people. Like, some people are going to be really triggered by me. Some people are going to be really triggered by you. Just being who you are, just believing what you believe, just experiencing what you experience, and knowing that whatever it is that you speak or you say is coming into existence. It's coming into existence, whether they like it or not. It's here. Like, there's so much power in our words, and I want that to be shown in this chapter too. So, matter of fact, let me check my notes, because originally, yeah, I don't have anything written down. That's what I thought. I was going to say, like, technically, the story that I am writing is technically a bunch of random inspired ideas. So I haven't created the actual storyline yet, but it's coming together. Like, I wanted to have this big world adversity that's happening, that this tragedy that the entire world is experiencing, and then I wanted to like hone it in, or like narrow it down to my main characters and how they are experiencing this world tragedy, but how this thing is affecting the entire world. But not only the world, like I challenged myself to make it more of the cosmos and the galaxies, like something much bigger than what we can see and experience, like the average person. And my hopes is that in challenging myself in this way, I not only learn more about what's out here that's bigger than us, but I also expose myself to these realms where I am now in these higher realms, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, like, you know, like on all levels, where I get to experience these out of these world type things. And that's what I would want for all of us, to be able to step outside of our physical bodies and to know that we can literally create whatever the fuck we want, however the fuck we want to do it. And there's nothing that anybody outside of you can do to stop you. Just period. You know? And I feel like that's the perfect storm. And that's kind of what I want to show with that chapter. So, matter of fact, let me see. In my notes, before the perfect storm, I have Masked Madness, which comes right before it. And then before Masked Madness, we have the Land of the Lost. And that's where I stopped off in like one of my other lives, where in the Land of the Lost, it's almost like this energy I'm feeling now too, where there are a lot of people that are lost, that are hopeless, that don't know what the fuck they want with their lives. They don't know what they want to do. And because they don't know what they want to do, they get jealous when they see other people who actually do know what they want, or who are actually going for what they want, or actually living their fucking dreams, right? So these people get lost. Let me see. And I wrote down what they say affects what they see. So one of the biggest takeaways I want people to have with the story of Light Rain is that there is so much power in words. There's so much power in the things that we say and we speak and we think and we believe. Like, at the bare minimum, the things that you say. But I feel like for people who actually who know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But for people that are brand new to the shit, or people who have no clue about spirituality, at the very least, watch what you say. But you'll start to notice that in watching what you say, you have to watch what you think. Because now you have to think before you speak. You can't just say shit and think that the things that you say have no value or have no meaning, you know? So now that you're thinking before you speak, you'll start to monitor and watch your thoughts. And the more you monitor and watch your thoughts, the more power you truly have. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want people to know. So in the land of the lost, I want to basically show that like whatever people say, whatever they think, whatever they feel becomes their reality. You know, so then people are wondering why, oh my God, why am I broke? Oh my God, do I always have bills? Oh my God, why does this person not love me? Oh my God, like, why is my life falling apart? Why did I lose my job? Like, you know what I'm saying? Focusing on all of these negative things, but then it's like, all of these things that you are experiencing are a culmination of your thoughts, your words, and your actions. In that order. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions. In that order. So in the land of the lost, we see that. And then I also want to show things that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, which is basically the spiritual. What are you thinking? What are you internalizing? What do you keep saying to yourself that you truly believe, right? So that's what's happening in the land of the lost. And then chapter 16 and Masked Madness, now we put on these personas, or we put on these armors. Whatever you believe about yourself, or you speak about yourself, or you speak even about other people, dumb people. I keep saying dumb. I don't know why dumb keeps coming out of my mouth, but dumb and idiot and just motherfucker. Like, let me stop, because that's exactly my point. So I'm also working on myself, as you can see. But whatever we speak, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So even that, like I'm saying, I have to even be careful with my words, because it's like I'd be wanting people to understand certain things, and I get frustrated with people sometimes, because I'm like, I don't understand what you don't understand, how like simple this is. But at the same time, I can't get frustrated with them and then not think that frustration doesn't come from like within. But that's a different story. So Masked Madness is these words that we speak over our lives, whether they be positive or negative, now become who we are. They become our mask, right? They become our persona. They become quote unquote who we are. So in Masked Madness, people become what they say that they are. If you say that you are broke, you are in fact broke. If you say that you are wealthy, guess what? Riches out of nowhere. If you say that you are healed, you're healed. If you say that you are sick, you're going to manifest all kinds of fucking diseases within your life. Like, it's really fucking simple, right? So we see that in Masked Madness, and we see the veil. For those of you that don't know, the veil is like the line between what we can see, hear, and experience with our five senses, and then the things that we can't see, the spiritual, the untouchable kind of realm. You know what I'm saying? So that gets played out in Masked Madness, and we get to see our characters pretty much be who they say they are. be these things. And then we also see the falling away of what is not real. So what is not real is whatever illusions you've held yourself to. So, for example, how do I want to word it? What is falling away? What is falling away? It's almost like a death process, for real. So, like, if you are, how do I want to word it? Let me just use money. Money is like a universal kind of example no matter where you are. But again, if you are saying or believing that you are broke, now you have on that armor, you have on that persona, you are having that experience in mass madness, then and what falls away is wealth. So all forms of wealth in your life or abundance in your life starts to fall away from you because you are embracing poverty, or you are embracing lack, or you are embracing like leeches, detriment, like things being broken, things falling apart, things not working, things not going in your favor. You are embracing bills and debt, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you're embracing these things because that is what you're speaking over your life. So that is now the mask that you are wearing, and that is what you are attracting with that face. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to a more wealthy kind of face, or a more wealthy mindset, a more healthy, wealthy way of looking at the world, where you're attracting prosperity, success, love, debt, like not debt, Jesus. But you know what I'm saying? You're attracting these more positive things. And then in the perfect storm, now that things are happening around you, or things are starting to kind of play out where now your mask is interfering with the next person's mask, like you're connecting to people, then clashes start happening where you believe one thing and this person believes another thing, and now y'all are going head to head. And again, you have to be your own peace in the storm. You have to know who you are, so that no matter what happens around you, you are anchored. You know what I'm saying? And that's the next kind of chapter. Matter of fact, I feel like I should make anchored come before the perfect storm, because it's like you have to be grounded. You have to know who you are. You have to know who you are, so that no matter what comes at you, you have your core, you have your foundation, you have your anchor to keep you rooted through all the crazy shit that's happening around you, right? So, yeah, matter of fact, let me, where's my pen? I want to switch those. Anchored has to come before the perfect storm. Once upon a time, I had a fucking pen. It'll come to me. I swear to God, I got oh my God. Oh, here it is. I was about to say, whew, thank you. But yeah, let me switch these. Anchored in the perfect storm, and then ordered steps. So in the perfect storm, I pretty much want to show the madness and the chaos and like things going crazy, going wild, people attacking people, being upset with people, like things going all over the place. The world is pretty much going to shit. And then the next chapter would be ordered steps. And in ordered steps, I'm thinking we have to be guided through this energy. So now that we're rooted, now that we have like a solid foundation, we still have to move. We still have to get through the energy. So it's like you have to continue on your journey no matter what is happening around you. So it's like, even though the storm is happening or the tower is falling around you, you still have to keep moving towards whatever your goal is, or your destination is, or your dream is, or whatever the end goal happens to be. And a lot of times people get hung up or stuck in either the land of the lost, or they get caught up in a storm, where in the storm they start getting distracted by everything that's happening around them, and then they start feeding into everything that is not them, that is not what is, they're not anchored. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who they are. So now that the storm is happening and they're wearing these different masks, they don't know where to go because they don't know who they are or what they want or what it is that they're experiencing turbulence for. Like, we all have to go through shit in order to, again, get to the sun or the blessing, the abundance. Like, you cannot experience joy without understanding pain or hurt or heartbreak. And while you may understand these things, you don't have to stay there. There's a balance. Like, you cannot have one without the other. You have to experience one to appreciate the other. But at the same time, when you experience these things, it doesn't mean stay there. It doesn't mean dish that out to somebody else. The energy is going to move regardless. You don't have to cast judgment and just be like, oh, well, they hurt me, so I'm going to hurt them type shit. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't hurt you intentionally. Like, hurt people. So that hurt energy has to move. So as it's moving, we can't control where it goes, but we can control how we react. Because no matter what comes to you or comes at you, you get what you give. You get what you focus on. So if you focus on the hurt, you get more hurt. If you focus on the abundance, you get more abundance. If you focus on the love, you get more love. You know what I'm saying? So that's that type of energy. So in ordered steps, we have to be guided through this energy. We have to be guided through this storm, because now we're in this chaotic time or this chaotic period where a lot of things are happening, and not only are they happening, they're happening quickly. So it's like, you don't have time to stop and be sad. You don't have time to stop and fucking cry or to stop and be angry with somebody. Like, you have to keep moving. You have to keep going, because again, we got to get through the shit. Like, no matter what. And it's like, the more you stop or the more you get distracted or the more you allow people to hinder you or to block you, you're going to be stuck in a storm for a minute. You're going to be stuck in a dark space for a long fucking time. But the faster that you get anchored, or the more anchored you are to yourself and to your source, the faster you can move through the energy. And then it's almost like it's nothing. You know, like it's nothing. Like, you can see the storm before it comes. You're the fucking weather person. It's like, oh, well, the storm is coming. This is what you do. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to get through it. These are the provisions that you need in order to not only survive, but to thrive through the storm. So that's ordered steps. And then the next chapter is sanctuary. So all 5 of these are book 4. Masked Madness, The Perfect Storm. Well, now Masked Madness, Anchored, The Perfect Storm, Ordered Steps, and Sanctuary. Sanctuary is when you find your happy place. Okay? Like, your happy place. And in that happy place, it's like the last, I wouldn't even say the last, but it's another kind of glimpse of why you are doing what you're doing. Like, why you are experiencing what you are experiencing. So in the beginning, just a kind of quick recap. In the beginning, you always get a vision of the end before it happens. So for example, I've been speaking about this 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom estate for a long time, mostly on Shadow Twerk. So if you don't follow my spiritual journey, definitely check out Shadow Twerk Tarot, where I literally go live every morning, 9:30 a.m. every morning. And I give us our daily energies, but mostly I'm reflecting on myself and the energy that I feel around me, period. So there, I've been talking a lot about the home that I'm manifesting, my dream home that I'm, actualizing. But I understand, in order for me to get this big thing, this thing that I could only imagine right now, I have to experience the storm. I have to go through the trials and tribulations it takes to get this 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom estate, however that looks for me. So in the beginning, you see the house, you see your goal, you see your dream, right? And now you have to level up. So books 2 and 3 are about the level up and the things that you have to do to prepare yourself for the trials and tribulations that come with the storm, or the hard times. The hard times for me within this example, just so that you can see the journey. Hard times for me, not having a fucking home, not having food, not having resources, not having the credit or the funds or the people or resources in order for me to get from seeing the thing to having the thing. Like, you have to get yourself together, or you have to level up, or you have to change yourself or things about yourself and your situation and your circumstances to level up to become the thing that you want to be. So in Sanctuary, when you first see it, you level up. In Sanctuary, you get to see it again, and you get to see how far you have come. That's important for you to reflect on how far you have come. This is where I started. This is what I went through. This is where I am now. And while I am not exactly where I want to be, I have come very far. And Sanctuary, to me, is a time of celebration where you celebrate where you are. You are grateful for where you are. You are happy for where you are. You get to look around and be like, at some point, I wanted this to happen. At some point, I wanted to be here, and I'm here. While it may not be exactly the end goal or the end result, I am much closer today than I was yesterday or last week or last year. I am much closer today to actualizing my dream than I have ever been. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of power. There is so much power in being grateful for where you are right now. And that's Sanctuary. We have to find sanctuary within ourselves every day. Every day you gotta look at yourself and be like, yes, I did that. Yes, I've come so far. Yes, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So those are the energies that I want to play out in book 4. So let me see. While I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll. I'm gonna just keep going. So book 5, let me see. It's 6 books in total. Book 5, the first chapter, chapter 21, is Freezing Rain. So, and going with that, because again, let me just show y'all, because these are my notes. And technically, everything I'm talking about right now is literally just flowing from my fucking soul, because it's what I feel right now. So it kind of makes sense to me, because it's like, I got inspired for all of these things based off of my actual life journey, which is what I said the story is based off of, my actual life journey. And I feel like books, what is this, 5? Yeah, book 5 and 6 are what is to come. So book 5 and 6 right here, right now, is technically prophecy. You know what I'm saying? So books 1 through 3 are what I have experienced up until this point. Book 4 is what I am experiencing currently. And now books 5 and 6 are prophecy. Literally, prophecy. So Freezing Rain. When I think of Freezing Rain, I think of having your power or knowing what you can do. So for example, I know the power of words now. I know what I can do now with the power of words. And up until this point, I just been kind of practicing. I just been kind of dipping and dabbling and, you know, like seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. But now with after Sanctuary, after knowing that, yes, I did actually speak where I am now into existence. Yes, I have been through a lot. Yes, I have gone through and done all of these things, and now I'm at this point where I know my power. I know my power. I've practiced with my power, and I am mastered my power. I'm just speaking into existence. I have mastered my power, right? So now that I've mastered my power, Freezing Rain is putting that power into action, like putting it to work. And if one of the main themes is the power of words, right? Again, prophecy. You have to speak your life into existence, but in order for you to speak it into existence, you have to see it. So with Freezing Rain, it's like freezing that, or like solidifying what it is that you are creating, like making it tangible, making it real, making it touchable, making it solid. Like rain, I really love the water kind of references that I want to use throughout the story, because with water, Water is one of the only things that can go from solid, liquid, gas state, like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can transition, it can change, it can morph, it can become solid, it can become liquid, it can become gas. You know what I'm saying? It can become so many different things. So now, at first, the water was fluid, it was chaotic, it's all over the place, it's storming, and now it's together. Now it's solid. Now it's a unit. Now it's something that is concrete almost. So in freezing rain, I'm thinking to make her words more powerful. Now it's not like, maybe before she could use things like, you know, well, I hope that things get better, or I expect things to get better. And instead of saying it kind of like that, almost like passive aggressive, like it could happen, but then it might not happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? It may not happen. But now it's like, it will happen. It has happened. Thank you for it already happening before it happens. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? And then like kind of playing with that, not even playing with that energy because it's not a game no more. Like mastering the power. Let me just write that down. Mastering the power. And then what's next? Break the ice. Of course. So it's almost like if we freeze the rain and then we break it, break the ice, I feel like I can see two ways. Break the ice could literally be other people like breaking what you've made concrete, or trying to break what you are trying to, not even trying, what you are calling and speaking into existence. Like people literally trying to break you. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like in break the ice, maybe the opposition like gives it everything they've got, like give me everything you've got. If that's what you got, like to come against me, give me your best shot type energy. Hit me as hard as you possibly fucking can type energy. Because it's like whenever I return that, like energetically, when that shit gets returned to you, you know what I'm saying? Like just knocked out for the rest of your life type thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now that we have all of this rain, all of this energy that we've called in, we've frozen around us. When people try to break that, or even you, when you break that energy, or when you release it, because it has to get released. It's like you call it all in, you call it all in, you call it all in. This is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And now you have to release it back, or you have to let it go so that it can move and continue to flow, and then bring everything it is that you called actually into existence, right? So if we freeze the rain, it gets broken, whether by you or by an outside person, place, or thing. And then we have the deep end. I'm just taking notes later. But then we have the deep end. And then in the deep end, I imagine, now that this ice is broken, I imagine it going back to its liquid state. This ice breaks down, it melts back into water, and now we have so much water, like floods. That's when you see like floods and hurricanes and tsunamis and all of these like water disasters that people all over the world are terrified of. Like, terrified. A lot of people get traumatized by some of these natural disasters that happen with water. And what the fuck just happened in Florida? Something just happened in Florida, like the hurricane or some shit. Don't get me to fucking lying, but so many people get terrified with this energy. So the deep end, to me, symbolizes that energy. Now there's an overflow of energy, whether you like it or not. And again, you still have to be anchored. You still have to have these basic principles in place in order for you to get through this energy successfully. So remember that through this whole thing, now we are anchored and our steps are ordered, and we are grateful all along the way for where we are, who we are, and where we're going. But it gets worse before it gets better. So in the deep end, I imagine things being as worse as they could possibly get. Like, worst case scenario is happening. You see, worst case scenario happening. And that's like in the point in most stories where the thing that we did not want to happen happens, because the same way we're doing work, other people are doing work too. The same way we're wanting like things to happen, people that are working against us want things to happen too. So they technically get their win, technically, you know, but at the same time, so do we. But we don't always get it in the ways that we saw. It's usually, again, if you are following ordered steps, it's much better than you could have ever imagined, right? So again, let them hit you with their best shots. Let them give you everything that they fucking got. Everything. Like, literally, hit me as hard as you can. This is, you want to pick with me that fucking bad? Pick with me, bitch. Like, pick with me. I dare you. I encourage you. Be yourself. And if that's you, let me show you me. Let me show you who I am. Let me show you what I can do. Because if that's the best you could do, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So after the deep end, when they hit you with everything they got, worst case scenario is happening. Next chapter is possessed. And possessed, I want this chapter to be very, very dark. Like, very, very, very dark. Like, as dark as I could possibly imagine. And then I feel like I'm going to need help. And I already know I'm going to be inspired. I already know I'm going to be inspired by the world around me. So I already know this shit, again, gets much worse before it gets better. So in possessed, what is spiritually happening is now our guides, our angels, our ancestors are working hard. And that's still kind of the energy that I'm feeling right now. So I feel like I'm kind of picking up on it a little bit early. Like, whatever happens in the spiritual, it happens much faster than it does and much earlier than it does in the actual physical. The physical, it takes some time to catch up. So right now I'm already feeling possessed and death energy, because the chapters go break the ice, the deep end, possessed, and then death. And that's the end of book 5. So in possessed, now our ancestors are working with us the same way that their guides and their spirits or demons or whatever the fuck it is that whatever is working against you is working hard. Okay. And that's when you can call on your ancestors, or you can summon positive and light spirits, and vice versa. People summon dark and negative spirits. And then you start to see these things flow through people. Like, if you really watch and you really pay attention, and depending on your spiritual level or like what you can actually see, you could see demons puppeteering people. You could see angels working alongside people or working through people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to show in possessed, because I feel like I could see these things. I know, I don't even say I feel, I know, especially in my dreams. Like, the shit, it scared me sometimes. Like, it used to scare me, but now I'm like embracing it a lot more, and I see it a lot more, and it's getting more exposed. And again, certain people, places, and things cannot even step into my energy, and I know that's because of who I am and the energy that I carry, the energy that's with me. Like, you can't stand. You don't stand a fucking chance. You know what I'm saying? And like, the more that I'm stepping into that, I'm just like, this shit, it was crazy. It was crazy, but I understand that it is life. It is why we're here. So fast forward, and possessed, we see what people are possessed with, whatever these masks that they wanted to wear or they wanted to put on, or these personas that they wanted to have, whatever spells that people are under, you see that play out, and you see it play out in its worst or best ways. And then we see that battle. It's like an actual battle happening in possessed. And then in death, the next chapter, so possessed is the battle. I'm gonna just say the final battle. And then in death, literal death, it's the ending, And not only is it the ending, it's the rebirth or the beginning or the new, what comes after the battle, the aftermath of everything and how everything is transforming. Death is about transformation. Let me write these things down. Transformation. Excuse me. Death and rebirth. So these are the spiritual deaths that we see whenever you have to truly kill who you were when you started. When you started, whatever the journey it is that you are on, you have to kill who you were in the beginning. You have to kill that broke you, the ugly you, the hateful, vengeful you, the depressed you, the broken you. You have to kill that bitch. Like, for real, like, it has to die. That part of you cannot go into the new you or the you that you are becoming. You can't be the old you and expect to go to another level. Like, whatever you keep with you will anchor you in that energy or keep you in that old energy. You can't stay there if you want to level up. So that part of you has to die. It has to transform. It has to leave or be transmuted in order for you to be reborn. A lot of people are afraid that if they change certain parts of themselves that they'll lose. And it's not even that you're losing, you're just leveling up, or you're moving on, or you're moving to something much better. And a lot of people fear that they can't experience much better. So they try to hold on to what they think is good or what they think is the best that they're ever going to get. And if that's what you feel like is the best that you're going to get, then you're right. But if you are anything like me, you know that there are always higher levels. You know that there's always better. The grass always greener. It's always greener. I don't care what nobody say. People be like, the grass not greener on the other side. The fuck it is. Why do you think we call it that? Well, you may not like what it takes to get to the other side, to experience the other side. You don't know until you fucking get there. But there's always higher levels. There's always more that you could do. There's always more that you can achieve. There's always something to be innovated or created or expanded on. You can always expand. A lot of people want to contract or like constrict or like fold or cave in. And I'm not one of those type of people. So if you're one of those type of people, you can't stay in my energy. Move. Because I'm expanding and you're in the fucking way. So that's death. And then in Judgment, last book, book 6, which technically only has 3 chapters. The rest of the books have 5 chapters. So I'm like, do I want to make 2 more chapters or do I want to leave it 3? And right now I'm just kind of leaving it 3. So the last 3 chapters are going to be Judgment, New Wings, and Sun Up. So in chapter 26, Judgment is when we see people get their karma, or we see them get what they deserve or get what they have worked on or not, or the lack thereof. So if you've done the work, you see the level up, you see the new wings. If you have not worked, you're exactly where you started and you repeat a cycle. You have to go through it again because that's what life is. It's cyclical. It's a cycle. So you keep experiencing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, but much worse. Every time you have to go through the same experience, it gets much worse until you are able to see your level up and then push through. Like it gets much worse before it gets better. So that's when we see people get backed into corners where they cannot take no more. I can't take no more of this abuse. I can't take no more of being broke. I can't take no more of being sad or depressed or angry. I can't take it no more. I can't experience this anymore. I need something different. I have to have it. And then that's when the next time it comes around, that's when you start moving different because you're like, I can't go back to that. I can't go back. Like you'll see people say that, like, I can't go back to jail. I can't go back to that relationship. I can't go back to that house. I can't go back to that job. I can't go back to that experience. And they will start moving different. So then when the cycle happens again, now that they're moving different, they're more receptive to learning. They're more receptive to new information. They're more likely to take more risk, to move in a different way, because now they expect something different. They have to have it. But if you can imagine being that way from the start without having to be backed into a corner, just knowing the cycle and how it moves, and being able to prophesize beforehand, being able to speak beforehand what it is that you desire and what you expect, and knowing that once you get to certain points in the cycle, what to expect, but you know at the end, that thing that you said in the beginning is true, you're going to speak different. You're going to think different. You're going to act different. And every time the cycle come around, you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. You're going to level up more and more and more, get better and better and better, get faster, get wiser, get smarter, get more successful, be more abundant, be more happy, be more fluid. You know what I'm saying? You're going to move much different. And that's what judgment is. And new wings. I want to show off these new powers. Okay? It's like you got the power in all the other chapters. You were using your power. But now in new wings, now it's like, now I'm on a new level. Now when the cycle comes back around, best believe that there's this new upgrades that I have spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, like all parts of me have now leveled up. And when I have to go through this shit again, because we do, it's what life is. Every year is a cycle. Every month is a cycle. We got moon cycles, we got sun cycles, we got year cycles. Like, we have so many different fucking cycles. Every time the cycle comes back around, how are you gonna act? What are you gonna think? What are you gonna say? What kind of experience are you gonna create for yourself? You know what I'm saying? So that's new wings. And then sun up I expect to be really short, and I wanted to just kind of allude to the cycle about to happen again and what we can expect before I actually write it. So far, spiritually, that's how the story moves, like energetically rather. So now that I am determining the actual challenges that the characters experience, the actual things that are happening, and the actual fucking characters, because I don't know how people usually traditionally write a story. I didn't expect for my story to be this way, or to turn out this way, or the process rather of me writing the story to turn out this way. But I couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't be more happy, because I've had so much fun. Like, the whole thing has been an honest, complete journey. And I'm just looking through this book like, wow, like I could see my growth. I could see, again, where the fuck am I? Sanctuary. Where I started and what I was thinking. And I remember 3 years ago when it was just an idea. Like, how many of y'all remember when I used to call Light Rain the lost little island girl? You know what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, I'm on a fucking island in Jamaica, experiencing things that I've never experienced before, leveling up in ways that I never imagined, and just having these different experiences and learning and growing has been a complete journey, you know, like a complete blessing. Oh, hey Yanni, legendary time, welcome to live. Yeah, I was literally just about to wrap it up. I just walked through chapters 16 to 28 and how I see the story flowing energetically and spiritually. And now I'm starting to put in, like I said, the actual like tension and things happening. Like, what are the things that my characters are facing? Who are my characters? Why do my characters move in a certain way? What are their motivations? What are their personalities? What is it that they are experiencing through these challenges or these tough times? And so that's pretty much what I'm going to be focused on this week and, well, the next couple weeks for real. I'm not going to keep trying to force myself to do things in like a week or a couple days. Like, I'm just going to allow the process to continue to be the process. But my next like focus is on now the characters. And, well, I'm gonna say the challenges first, like really solidifying the challenges and kind of placing those, and then creating characters to endure those challenges and what it looks like for each one of my characters to experience each one of these things and what their new wings look like in the end, you know? So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I've been flowing with inspiration a lot, and I've been kind of starting to put it together. I finally caught up on all my notes. So now all my notes are now technically typed out and kind of where they need to be within the story. So I will be kind of going through that. And like I said, creating these situations and scenarios for my characters to experience, like making the world, then making the challenge, and then making the characters is kind of how my process looks like it's flowing. And I'm really happy with it. I'm really, really, really happy with it. So it's been about an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining in, Yanni. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna be sharing all of this with you later anyway, so you already know. And she says, okay, sounds legendary. Yes, let the process let the process flow naturally, and I am. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Phaser Gang, for being here with me. You already know. I'm about to continue to work on this Patreon to get y'all caught back up, because there are a lot of things that we need to catch y'all up on, and I apologize for it taking so long. But like I said, it has been a complete fucking journey. But long story short, because we are the storm, even though we are experiencing the storm right now, because we are the catalyst of the storm, we have the power of prophecy. So because we have the power of prophecy, we have the power to speak what we want to happen into existence. And I expect for us to continue to do that. So that is what I have for us. I love you. I appreciate you. Until next time, Phaser Gang, I love you. You are truly legendary. And I will see you later. Boy, you already got your toes on me, boy.